Greetings from Costa Rica and welcome to today's Friday broadcast. Today, I want to address the new Airbnb law in Costa Rica that has caused quite a stir. It relates to the enforcement of a 12.75% tax on short-term rental income on Airbnb properties and properties on other platforms here in Costa Rica. And there has been some panic on the internet because people have assumed that there's going to be a new almost 13% tax on their income, and they're worried that that will chop into or eliminate any profitability of rental properties. So today we're going to answer the question as to whether or not that new law is going to dramatically change the Airbnb picture here in Costa Rica. We'll also go over Airbnb properties and sort of expectations in general and what I've been talking about on my channel for years. I will give you my top choice listing here in Guanacaste at the moment. The property that I feel is priced well below its replacement cost. Just to quickly include some real estate in my Friday broadcast here. And before I start, I do want to mention, folks, that I am a realtor serving the Western Guanacaste area, including the beaches ranging from Potrero down through Junquial and everything in between. That includes Flamingo, Grande, Tamarindo, Langosta, Avellanas, Negra, and of course, Junquial, from where I'm broadcasting today. Thanks very much for joining me. If you do want some more complete information on the full real estate process, you can visit costaricamat.com and request my V-book that has 21 chapters, videos that go over the basic questions from the process of buying real estate to some area overviews, geographic sort of focuses on different markets, etc. So let's get to our topic today. Actually, let's not. First, I want to go over my top choice listing. As of August 2025, I have a listing that is incredibly undervalued in my opinion. Casa Jardín in Tierra Pacifica is now at $430,000 asking price. This is a home that has been lovingly cared for by its current owners in every detail. They've replaced the doors, windows, they've remodeled, they've done countertops, bathrooms, they added water heaters, they've done the ACs, they even have plates, forks, napkins equipped in the kitchen that make this a fully turnkey property. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath home here that really, unfortunately, the pictures don't necessarily do it full justice, and I want to bring up our Matterport tour as well. Casa Jardín is one open living space that you see here, where when you walk into the main room, you look directly out to the garden. It's ultra solid construction with a hardwood ceiling, teak rafters, and that wonderful ceiling, and everything is just perfect. Joyful colors, and again, they've got every detail really taken care of here in Casa Jardín. Now, with the price reduced to $430,000, it is my top choice listing as of August 2025. And if you want to know more about Casa Jardín, you can send me an email to matt@costaricamat.com. So let's go over this new Airbnb law that has caused quite a stir. I got the email, oh my gosh, are they adding a 12.75% tax to my short-term rental income losses? Absolutely not. This 12.75% tax is something that has been legally on the books since 2019 when they passed a huge package of reforms. At that moment, essentially the 2019 law that is still in effect right now, and what they're really moving forward with in this new 2026 adaptation is essentially a 15% tax on your gross rental income after you have deducted 15% as a standard expense one-line item. So in other words, if you get $100 in rental income, per this tax, which has been on the books since 2019, you have to pay 15% on 85% of that $100. And it works out to $12.75 once you're taking 15% of $85. So nothing legally has changed. What is changing is the enforcement and really the collection of this tax, where previously, between 2019 and now, this was something that owners were self-reporting, filing themselves, etc. This is now going to be an automatic deduction where Airbnb itself as a platform is taking income and sending it to the Costa Rica government from January of 2026 going forward. So, first of all, things have not changed whatsoever for people who have been following the letter of the law previously, the ones who have an accountant out there, and the ones who really have been doing what they're supposed to in terms of taxes since 2019. I also want to mention, if you've watched my channel, one of the biggest things about that I stress about investing in Costa Rica is that returns on investment here in Guanacaste, if you're going to leave a property that is managed by somebody who's handling all of your customer service, your Airbnb, everything for you, profitability on most properties has always been low. And even if, for example, if you were previously skimming around this tax or avoiding it and you were about to start paying it, the profitability of Costa Rica rental properties has been minimal due to the high cost of doing business, all of these taxes, etc. And really, from the start, if you're not interested in investing in Costa Rica to also enjoy your property, and if you don't love it, if your plan is to simply park cash down here and really hope for a huge ROI, you'll either have to manage your Airbnbs directly, you'll have to come up with niche marketing, or you'll have to get an ultra luxury property to get those huge ROIs, because the vast majority of people who simply buy a condo or home will only make somewhere between 0 and 5% net return on investment. I want to quickly do the math on if someone were to pay $230 in rental income for a night on Airbnb, which I think 230 is a pretty average number for sort of a 2-bedroom place that you could find in Guanacaste. If someone were to pay that, just to bring up quickly the numbers as to the deductions that they would have. First of all, that renter would be paying a $30 tax on top of your $200 rental charge to begin with. That's the 13% that the consumer pays that goes directly to the government to begin with. Then after that $30, you've got another 26, which is 12.75% that you always should have been paying. There's $40 that you would be paying if you had a property manager charging you a 20% commission. 20% is a very standard commission rate. And then I put another $10 on there because property managers also charge a flat monthly fee, which can be in the range of about $300 or $10 per day. So right after, even with just paying both the VAT or value-added tax plus this 12.75%, plus your property manager, you've already deducted $106 from your rental income, and you're down to $124 in net income prior to paying taxes, utilities, insurance, cleaning, etc. And so really you can see how Costa Rica rental properties have never been that great of a proposition, and how really your income is eaten up. Thanks very much for watching today, folks. I greatly appreciate it. Again, any questions, you can email me at matt@costaricamat.com. Have a great weekend, pura vida, and see you next Friday.